This is how I got over £1,000 worth of free advertising as a musician, and how you can do it too. Hey, it's Spence here, troubadour, marketer, and slightly frazzled parent of a 16-month-old. A 16-month-old. That's how frazzled I am. So, I've done lots of things in music. I've done radio campaigns, done email campaigns, busking tours, you name it, I've done it. But this is by far the most sort of old school and actually quite satisfying way to market myself as a musician. And the best thing about it is it's completely organic, it's completely offline. So this isn't going to be about Meta ads, Instagram ads, or TikTok dances or anything like that. This is so simple, anybody can do it. And it could be just what you are looking for. If, let's say, you are a wedding musician, or maybe you're a guitar tutor, this could be perfect for you. So you might be asking, well, what is this? Well, what I've done is created this, which is kind of like a one-page directory. There you go. It's called the Oslo Offer, double-sided A4, and it's on kind of like 170 gram paper. You can do it thicker, but obviously that costs more. So you can see, you might recognize this character here. So that's me, Spence Troubadour. So that's my little advert. So basically what you do is you create this kind of format, and there's 16 spots here. There's 2 double spots and the rest are single spots. And essentially what you do is you go around to local businesses and say, hey, look, I'm sending this out to over 5,000 homes, and I just wondered if you wanted to share the cost of advertising. Now, there's a lot to this, as you might be able to see. It's a very simple idea, but there's a lot of sort of moving parts to it. And it takes a lot of courage, it takes a lot of chutzpah, it takes a lot of marketing chops. So it's not for everyone. I see that. It is kind of a lot of work. However, the good thing about this is that it ends up being completely free. So I sell each of these spots to local businesses, and that pays for not only the printing but also the delivery. So depending on where you are and what country you are in, I'm in Oslo, I'm in Norway. So here the postal service is called Posten, but they have like a business postal service which is called Bring. And essentially what they do is they put free mail in with the addressed mail. So you've all had them. You've had directories and sort of free flyers and stuff through the post. So that's what this is. Now you might think, well, it's junk mail. Nobody reads junk mail anymore. Well, not so fast, because just because you are obsessed with TikTok and on it 12 hours a day doesn't mean to say that Margaret, who's 55 and wants to book a wedding, is spending all her time on Google or even on TikTok or Google. And maybe people of a certain age still like to do things the simple way of just getting the card and going, oh, here's an advert, I'll ring them up. It still works. Directories still work. And you might say, well, there's a lot of junk mail. Ask yourself the question, why, if junk mail didn't work, why is it still in your inbox? Why is it still in your mailbox? Because it works. Just because you don't use it doesn't mean to say other people don't. So you have to widen your mind about this. You have to open your mind to what's possible. And this, there is a lot of email saturation, don't you think? How much spam, how much junk mail is in your email folder? How much junk mail is in your actual real inbox? How much stuff do you just delete and get rid of? Lots, right? And it's getting more and more. People are sick of getting emails. A lot of people don't read them anymore. They still read them, but I mean, again, you could say the same about email as about postal mail. There's a lot of junk out there. So What this is something different. It's fun, it's tangible, it's really colourful, it's different. It's not wrapped in an envelope. It's not like a book that you have to sift through to get to the adverts or to get your spot. It's just like this. So the idea is that people keep this on their fridge, and people like this guy here, the American Burgers place, they've turned it into a coupon. So if you keep this and bring it into the store, you then get a discount, or you get a free drink, or wherever it is they want to do. And you can do the same. If you've got a storefront, if you've got a physical address, you could say, look, hey, if you bring this advert to me, then I'll give you, first lesson. If you're a music teacher, for example, I'll give you first lesson free, or 50% off, or whatever discount or offer you want to conjure up. That's what you can do. If you're not, if you haven't got a physical presence, then you put a QR code on there, and then you can have that QR code point that to a landing page, or point it to wherever you want that you can track it. So this isn't just sort of untrackable. This is very trackable, especially if you've got, like I say, if you use it as a coupon, then whoever brings it to you, you know that they've received it, or somebody's given it to them, right? And the same with the QR code. You can tell if they've scanned it and looked at it, because you'll know where they've come from. Because if it's a unique page on your site, then you'll know that they've scanned it. So it's very measurable. And again, it's up to you how much you want to charge for this, because obviously you have to factor in printing. But what I did is actually include the printers on the card. So you might not get free printing for that, but you're going to get heavily discounted because you're advertising them. You're doing free advertising for them in exchange for discounted printing. So you can do this, and then if you sell one or two spots at, let's say, anywhere between £300 or £500, then you've paid for it within 2 or 3 adverts. You've paid for the whole thing. So this is what I'm doing, and the response has been really good. Obviously, it means that you have to go out and you have to speak to people, and that's the way I've been doing it 90% of the time. Is just physically going into the local stores around by me and saying, hey, look, now this is the important bit. You don't pass yourself off as a kind of a marketing business or anything like that. Just going in and saying, hey, look, I'm a local business owner like you. I'm a musician, and I'm trying out direct mail, and I just want to speak to independent businesses like you to see if you're interested in sharing the cost of getting into 5,000 homes. Now, you can choose how many people you want to get it sent to. So you could have 5,000, you could be 7,500, it could be 10,000, but obviously the cost goes up to get these delivered. So at some point it's going to be prohibitive, because it'll cost too much to print and deliver to actually get the money back, or to make it worthwhile. So there's a sweet spot there, and I would say it's probably around 5,000, 7,000, depending on how much you're paying for the printing. Or maybe not. Like I say, if you do a good deal with the printers, then you might be able to do a bigger run, because obviously it also costs for the local post office to post these out. So depending on which country you're in, then you'll have to find that out as well. So there's research involved. This isn't just like a set it and forget it kind of thing. It takes actual work. But the good thing about this is, what I find is, I'm passionate about independent businesses. Where I live in this area of Oslo, there is a lot of them, and I want to contribute to that. I want to help local businesses thrive and not just become, this kind of chain store, kind of high street. And so this is my way of doing that, is helping people get new audience, because like I say, a lot of people aren't thinking of this. Everyone's thinking about going online and doing Google ads and all that kind of stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that. And of course, people find success that way, but this is something different. This is old school, but it works. And like I say, the reason why people spend money on direct mail is because it works. So it's up to you then to go out and sell this. So the best thing to do is, like I say, pick a neighborhood. It doesn't have to be your neighborhood to get started, but I've chosen it because it's easy for me to just go out and start knocking on doors and seeing people in person. Now, there's people who do this completely remotely. They do it in a different country. So let's say they might be in Europe and they're doing it in America. They pick a town and they just emailing people, going on Facebook groups and cold calling. It's possible to do it that way. For me personally, I like to go in face to face. I think having a face to face connection with people is better. I seem to sort of sell better in that way, and I just think it's more natural and organic for me. But that's just me. Like I say, you can do a combination of both. I'm also doing a bit of Facebook groups as well, and occasional sort of calls to follow up. So I hope this has whetted your appetite, because this potentially, if you imagine getting your advert into 5,000 new homes, let's say most advertising, let's say on a very conservative statistic, you could say maybe you get 1% of the people who actually look at this. Yeah, so that's 50 new clients. And let's say only 10% of those actually book. So that's 5 new clients. And you've spent no money, you know. So if you do this every month, every 4 or 5 weeks, then you could be getting, 5 new clients a month. And you've got to think about is the lifetime value. It's not just what you can get out of someone in an instant exchange. It's about, if you can keep that person as a customer, then the lifetime value of that could be huge. So if you're, like I say, this is going to work really well if you are a music teacher, for example, because that means repeat business. You get a music client, obviously, if it's a family, if it's a young child that they have, then obviously they're going to want to grow with you. They might have other children, they might have other families, and they tell you about that, so it's from one sort of customer from this, you could get 2 or 3. And if they become lifetime customers, you can see where I'm going with this. It's free advertising. Yes, it costs, it's a bit of sweat equity in there. But for me, this suits my personality, it suits my situation, and it gives me a lot of satisfaction. Because I'm getting to know my local neighborhood, business neighborhood, and that itself can lead to new things. If you're starting to bring something of value to the local businesses in your area, you get known as, oh, he's the Oslo offer guy. If they think of something else, they bring you in, and then you can be known as people who starts to knit communities together through advertising. And you could, there's all kinds of things you can do with this. You could have in-person events, you could get little gatherings together. And think about gigs and stuff, other businesses advertising on here, they might want to have your services. You might do a skill swap, you might barter, so there's just lots of different ways that you can support your local community, get some free advertising, get your name out there, and start, more importantly, building face-to-face, real-time, real-life connections with people, because that is what it's all about, I feel, anyway, being local. So I hope this has whetted your appetite. Obviously, I've just kind of give you an overview of this. And of course, my thing is all about Google Business Profiles as well. So this ties in very nicely with that, because if you've got a QR code and they see you on here and they're looking, they scan you and they look on your website, or they type you up on Google, then if your Google Business Profile is up to date, it's on point, and it's got loads of great reviews, and it's on the first page, then obviously that just brings more credibility to what you're doing. So the two work hand in hand, online and offline. They work together. So I hope this is working for you. I hope you can see the value in this. And if you want some more information about this, click offer down below, and I'll send you kind of a cheat sheet for this, how to get it set up, how to market it, how to get well over £1,000 worth of advertising. And this could be like every month, not just a one-off thing. You could be doing thousands of pounds of advertising free every month, because once you've set this up once, a lot of these customers are going to be repeat customers. I would say, maybe over half, hopefully 80% are going to go, yeah, I'll stay on for another month, because they know that, it's not just about a one-shot deal. It's like, if it keeps coming every month, people, they might see it once or twice, they might throw it away the first couple of times, but then they go the third time, oh, you know what, I'm going to take a look at this. Oh yeah, there's a voucher. Oh yeah, I'd love to do this. Look, I need a dentist, I want a voucher for a burger. Yeah, I want to hire Spence for a wedding. And the beauty of this is they might not want to, they might save it save this on the fridge because of one offer. Let's say, for example, there's a dentist here, they're doing a special offer, and they go, oh yeah, I'm going to keep that because I want to change dentists, so I'll keep that on the fridge. And then as it's on the fridge, they look at it and go, oh yeah, my relative's getting married. They were looking for an entertainer. Oh yeah, I can see there's an entertainer. I'll give them a call. You know, so it's like a billboard in your mailbox, and it's all about getting eyes on you and trying different ways. Because, like I say, a lot of people are going, oh, you know, everything's online now. You know, junk mail, blah blah blah. But people still use it, and you know, it's good to zig when everyone else is zagging. You know, this is something new. It's something different, even though it's been around forever. You know, print advertising, and still will be. It's kind of new in this day and age where everyone's focusing online and on the mobile phone. So this is a great way of standing out. Anyway, so I hope I've gone on about this. I've gone on this. I hope I've whetted your appetite. Sorry. Certainly, it's got me excited, and I love. This card is going to be filled pretty soon. It's going to go out pretty soon, and it's really exciting to meet new people who are new businesses who are thinking along the same way. Going, oh yeah, we've tried lots of different things, and we'll give this a try, because this is maybe they haven't tried it, and to do this kind of thing on your own costs a lot of money. A lot of businesses just can't afford to do print advertising. That's why they don't do it. But this gives them an affordable way in, because instead of having to pay, over a couple of grand to get this done, they can get it done. They can hop on for like £200-300, and still get visible. Still get customers, still get responses, and it builds their brand as well, and it builds your reputation. It builds you as a local figure, as a community ambassador almost. People come to you. There'll be different opportunities. There'll be new opportunities arising from this, not just from the people who read this card. So anyway, I will wrap up now. This has gone on long enough. Drop a comment down below, and please, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button to get updated on the, just stay updated with the new videos I'm doing. And I'll probably do a few more about this, because this is kind of like building in public. I'm doing this as I'm going along, so I'll keep you updated on how it's going, all the wins, all the losses. And this just fits into the marketing arsenal. We've got the radio offer coming on. We've got some new things going on with the radio offer, which is exciting. I'm going to tell you all about that in coming videos. And of course, we've got Google Business Profiles, which are evergreen. If you need some help with that, if you want to get it up and running, you want to get it set up, you want to get it optimized, then hit me up. But in response to this, if you want to know more about this, comment offer down below, and let's start the conversation. Remember, ridicule is fuel, rejection is protection, and I'll see you on the next one.